How we doing today, man? Yeah, back today. Didn't trade yesterday. I think I would have taken a nice short off like around 10 o'clock yesterday, but I didn't trade yesterday. I was driving to Miami to watch Real Madrid play. I'll talk about that after at the end of the video, but Miami is a nightmare. It's probably the worst city I've ever been to. The worst city I've ever been to in my life. I will absolutely never live in Miami. That place is awful. The traffic's awful. The city is ran by a bunch of idiots. Yeah, I'll go into that after. But today, we had a break-even day. As you see, this trade lined up. This is what I entered off of. Kind of go over my reasoning for the trade and why I closed it early or why I moved my stop to break-even really quickly. Yeah, and I'm not upset about it because I know I'm going to get backlash for breaking my rules, and I'm probably going to clickbait it, not clickbait, but make the title something about breaking my rules, because I kind of did, or I did, but I'm fine with it today. And again, I'm going to get, well, you can't be fine with breaking your rules, blah, blah. It's trading. I'm the one trading. I'm the one making the decisions. I'm the one, trading's not always cookie cutter, one size fits all. I know I need to stick to my plan and be discretionary and blah, 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 blah. But part of trading is learning, right? And learning is failing, and failing is breaking your rules and being uncomfortable and blah, 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 right? We didn't have the most A+++ typical setup I always take, but this is a trade I had that made a lot of sense in terms of where I was looking for prices to go, and I want to see us hit these highs right here. This was my target for the day. After we had SMT at these lows, right here, we have SMT at these lows. We got a change in state delivery on the 15-minute. We have displacement through this. I've anticipating this and this gap right here. This hourly gap was a target, so mark the hourly gap. This was the game plan, was when we flipped this down close, I was looking for longs. Very, very simple. I really wanted longs off of this order block when this got confirmed. But these are the days where we're trending, right? Market opened around here. Market opened. Boom, market opened, kind of pumped up. This is where we got the change state delivery, so we kind of stalled around. We came back down to the order block here. And this was right when the 15-minute candle closed. So this is when we got the change state delivery right here. Change state delivery, we immediately pump. But where was my entry? We had the order block that we're delivering off of. I could have entered off this if I was really aggressive, but I wanted to see us inverse this gap right here and get an order block on here to get a better entry. So what happens? We get that inversion. I don't enter right away because I was like, I don't love this just big pump because my first target was here, and I don't want to enter in right here and then take profits there. So what I ended up doing is pretty much getting the same fill. This is where I got my fill. But I wanted to see some sort of pullback and then disrespect of that pullback. So I think I went around. Let's see where we got in here. Okay, we went and entered in the trade around here when we inversed this 15-second out of the 1 minute and this 15-second gap. We pulled back close to the order block, got in. I like the entry, I like the idea, and the idea was there. And it should have been managed this way, right? I went half size. Why? Because I'm playing a trend model. It's still an inversion. It's still my setup. It's still everything I look for, right? I look for the confluences, but it's a little bit different. And that's what led me to just being overly emotional in this trade today. That led me to being just afraid more, just no confidence. You can't really have confidence when it's something new, when it's something different, when it's something, you can use all the confidence and it can be right. I can be right. I literally tweeted this picture out right here. And I said, keep an eye on 2278125, this high right here. I tweeted this. As soon as I saw I was about to get this change of state, I tweeted this market maker buy model forming. What I said, go check my Twitter if you don't believe me. Hopefully you guys believe me. Whatever. Go check the Twitter, check the time it was posted. I posted that, right? So I was I had the right idea. I had the right plan. I recognized that it was probably going to become a trend day. When we had this, we have displacement off open, boom, we hold this, inverse this, boom, hold this, and this. This candle, this pattern right here, I do not expect us to sweep any of these lows before going higher. I don't. So what else? So I had the idea, I had the bias, I had the narrative, but what do I always say? I'm not good at trading trends. I'm really just not good at trading trends. I like to play reversals. I like to play reversals at key levels down here, but this is not market open. If this was market open, right? If this was after market open, I'd probably take something along the lines of this. I'd probably taken a trade here, right? I'd probably taken this close and get in there, stop below this low, and had this trade. But this is before market, and I don't trade that. So I get in around here, and I just have a loose stop. I have a loose stop. I have no idea where I want my stop to be because I don't trade trends. I'm very uncomfortable trading trends, right? That's really it. I don't know where to put my stop loss. I don't know where I should be really targeting. I don't have a good basis and understanding of how to trade trading days. It's very hard for me. I always say this. You guys know this. A main draw on liquidity was this hourly gap with these highs right here, right? Because you could reject the hourly gap. So I would have gone break even at this high, and I would have maybe partial one. I went half size, so I was going to partial one micro. Really not for much, but I was going to partial one to secure something and make about 15 points and then leave a runner to the high. Or maybe I was just going to break even. But regardless, I was going to go break even at this high because we could have rejected. If I would have just held the trade, what did I end up doing? I ended up closing the trade when we wicked down and closed here. I wanted to see us close above these highs, and I closed the trade. Why did I close the trade? Again, it was just due to the fact that I wasn't confident in my entry, so in my head, I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm going to close this trade at a break even, close the account, not trade anymore. I'm clearly too emotional. I'm clearly just too emotional to hold the trade and to perform properly. So, what was the mistake? Not letting the trade play out. Why? What factors led me to not letting it play out? Right? Because obviously I should have. Obviously I should have just held the trade and done what I was supposed to. Right? Rocket genius, right? Thank you everyone that's going to comment. You should have followed your rules. Thank you for that, right? Thank you. I don't need you guys to tell me, DM me, do all these crazy things, right? Because, I'll get into why, again, it's not the end of the world. But anyways, again, I don't need a million people to comment about following my rules and DM me, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, you lost all your progress. You're never going to succeed. No, I'm going to be fine. We're going to be fine. It's fine, right? It's fine. So I closed the trade there. But again, why do I close it? Well, I don't love where my stop loss is. I think I had my stop loss like here. Like we had a 1-to-1 to the final take profit, but I didn't like the stop loss. And if I'm not just gonna I don't like going break even right here. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not comfortable with this trade. I don't like the stop loss because I don't know where to put it because I don't know how the trade trends well. So I didn't like my stop loss. I didn't feel comfortable with how the trade was moving because we were just chopping around through my entry, which is fine. That's normal. But it really came down to the fact I didn't have a confident stop loss. I couldn't confidently say, you know what, I'm going to have my stop loss at this low now because, we pushed above here, I'm going to try my stop here. Or, hey, I'm going to have my stop loss here. Or, you know what, I'm going to even have my stop loss here, right? I didn't know where to comfortably put my stop loss, which made me a lot more anxious in the trade. Again, I'm not blaming me breaking my rules on that. I'm just saying that's what led me to want to just close the trade. And you know what? I said, I'm going to close the trade. I'm going to be done for the day. So what am I happy about? Well, I'm happy about the fact that, you know what? After I closed the trade and I saw it keep going, there was part of me that was like, you know what? Let's keep trading. Let's keep trading. And what did I do? I'd say, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to lock my account. The day is done. I didn't get my trade. Oh, well, so be it. Right? So be it. Like, I didn't get my trade, or I did get my trade and I closed it early. I didn't like it, blah, 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 blah. There'll always be another day. There'll be another textbook setup. There'll be something that works. Just relax, right? That's what I need to tell myself. Just relax. It's all right. We made a mistake. We closed the trade early. We were afraid, blah, blah, blah. It's all right. There's always another day. There's always another opportunity. And becoming addicted to the streak of, I was on, this is day 13. It would have been day 13 if I followed my rules, but it's just as long as this doesn't lead to 2 days in a row breaking rules, 3 days in a row, 4, if I can go back on another streak, it's fine. That's progress. We made progress. You don't lose all progress just because you have one bad day, right? What we gotta do now? Get another 10 days in a row, then get another 20, then beat 30, get more than 13 in a row, right? And this isn't like a blatant rule break. It's not like it's a very technical rule break of, you know what? I'm a trader at the end of the day. So when I'm not comfortable in the position I'm in the future, when I know I can trust myself, closing a trade early is fine. When I can when I know I'm taking great setups, I'm always then it's discretion. But right now I don't have the ability to use the discretion to close a trade. Because honestly, my discretion, my gut feeling is almost like my gut feeling is normally right when I'm trading. Look at this trade playing out. My gut feeling is normally right. This trade's about to play out. And if anything, we wouldn't lose on this trade. So we'd be in the same spot we're in now with profits running. My gut feeling, like my intuition when I trade, everything. I trade well. I find good targets. I read the market well. I just get so scared in trades. This is the first trade I've closed early in 13 trading days, and that's progress. Let's look at a glass half full. That's progress. That's better. That's like 13 days in a row. Guess what? We can do it again. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. We'll be fine, right? Look at this trade playing out. Where I closed the trade was basically another entry. Where I closed the trade was another entry. Right here. This was another. This is where I pretty much closed the trade. This is an entry. Stop loss here. This is another order block. This is another, right? It's trend day, so what's the plan? You have a pullback, and then boom, you break out of the pullback, and then you trend. That's literally another entry. So, go break even at 1-to-1, take profit at 1-to-1, leave a runner. So, cool. We messed up. We lost today, or not lost. Yeah, we pretty much lost. I mean, we missed out on our profits we should have had. I'm not gonna sit here and cry. I'm not gonna sit here and freak out. Oh my gosh, I'm never gonna. It's just a day. It's just one day. Again, what are we not gonna let it do? We're not gonna let it slip into tomorrow. We're not gonna, keep practicing these habits because we're actively working on breaking. We're actively stripping back these habits. I've went 13 days. This is day 13 where I haven't done this. That is improvement. It's not always gonna be this when you're trading. You're not always gonna be perfect. You're not always gonna be great. You're going to make mistakes at some point. It's how do you react to the mistake? What did I do today? I didn't keep trading. I didn't just FOMO back in after I saw this green candle here, even though, again, it would still be up, right? But I didn't just get back in. Oh, my gosh, it's working. I'm just going to get back in. I didn't just over-leverage. I said, you know what? I feel myself feeling really emotional. And that's what I've really started to try and get better at is, hey, I don't feel comfortable. That's when I don't trade some days. Hey, I don't feel comfortable with these market conditions. I'm just not going to trade. So there's take profit. Tell yourself, hey, I'm just not going to trade. I don't feel comfortable right now. I'm just not going to trade. Cool. Did that hold you back from making a winner? Probably. But you know what? You practice. Hey, you know what? I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel confident. So, hey, I recognize I feel really emotional right now trading. My trading's feeling really emotional. Right? I'm not feeling very confident with my trading. So I recognize I don't feel comfortable in this trade. I don't feel confident. So what was I going to do? I mean, my rules are one trade a day anyways. But what I tell myself, you know what? Because I could have easily just disrespected that. Hey, I'm going to take another trade. I'm just not even going to tell them I took another one. But I said, you know what? I have to follow at least I followed the one trade. At least I followed the sizing. Right, we made one mistake, which was closing the trade early. Why? Because I didn't know where to put my stop loss. I didn't love my stop loss. I wasn't confident in the position. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, even if we took the 2 micros and we took one profit here for 15 points, or we were in lower, but 15 points, and then we would have gotten and then we would have gotten 58, so that would have been 60, that would have been $150 a day at worst. At best, we would have had a 50 something, so a $200+ day, which would have helped our drawdown nicely. right? We would have been around the 700s. We'd have been around $700 left of drawdown. Cool, man. Like, what am I gonna do about it? I recognized I was trading emotionally. I recognized that, and I said, I'm not gonna even give myself the chance to do anything else dumb. Not gonna take 2 trades. I'm not gonna let one rule. I'm not gonna let one rule break, closing the trade early. I'm not gonna let that spiral into 2, 3, 4, 5 rule breaks on the day. Because that's the thing too. Sometimes people, you break your rules once in the day, and then you break your rules 15 more times that same session. It's like, oh well, I just broke my rules today. No, you broke a bunch of rules. I broke one rule today. I closed the trade early. That's it. So even my bad days where I break my rules, I'm breaking just 1. I'm not breaking 16. Like before, it would be I break my rule, close the trade early, then I get back in, and then I overtrade. I take too many trades. I increase my size. I close my trades early. And now I broke 5, 6, 7, 8 rules in one day instead of just I broke one rule and I cut it there. I'm not breaking anymore. I'm not taking any more trades. I'm gonna over leverage it. Boom, 1 rule break. Cool, done. Pack it up. It's all right. We come back better. We do better. We show it better, right? Is it frustrating? Yes. Would it be frustrating if we lost? If we would have lost? Probably not as much, right? But again, you don't know what trades are going to lose. Just like how last week we missed a A+ winning setup on Monday, and we talked ourselves out of A+ winning setup again on Friday. And then we talked ourselves out of a trade here. We didn't talk ourselves out of not taking it, but we talked ourselves out of closing the trade early for a winning trade. That is 3 winning trades I have personally either talked myself out of taking or closed early. That's the difference. That's why I have confidence I'm going to be profitable. That's why I know I am profitable, is because I find the trades. I see the trades. I'm consistent. I have a high win rate. I have high quality targets. I'm very, very good at trading. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what your opinion is. I am good at trading. I believe in that. I'm confident in that. I am profitable at trading. If I do what I know to do and I can execute well, I will be profitable. I am, so therefore I am profitable, right? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna sit here and claim to be a profitable trader, you guys. I'm saying, like, for me, I can confidently believe that I am profitable. That's what it takes. You have to believe. If you want to succeed and actually be profitable, you have to believe you're profitable. Because if you don't believe you're profitable, you're not gonna do anything well. But I believe that I'm profitable. I believe that I can be profitable with what I'm doing. I believe that I am. If I just did what I was supposed to do and knew to do, I would be profitable. I genuinely believe that. So I'm not gonna sit here. You don't have to say. Obviously you don't have to call me a profitable trader because I have no profitability for you guys. But I am confident I am and can be. That's all. It doesn't matter. I don't care about it. Oh, this guy's not profitable. Okay, cool, big guy. All right, all right, buddy. Right. I am just holding myself back, and that's fine because guess what? It's getting better. I'm slowly improving. I'm making progress. We're getting there one day at a time. And that's what it takes. It takes time to be confident. I'm not confident in trend days. I always say this. What is this? This is a trend day. So guess what? We did better by what? Getting into the trade. Even just getting into the trade is better today because I normally can't get in on trend days. Because I can't find an entry. Oh, we didn't pull back enough and tap the 15-minute or 5-minute gap. We would have never got a 15-minute or 5-minute pullback except for right here. This would have been the best possible trade, the 5-minute order block right here. But even then, I don't feel comfortable entering right here, which I said this would be the re-entry. Right where I close my trades, the re-entry and stop here. But I never would feel comfortable getting in here and putting my stop here because I'm not comfortable in trends. I don't know how many more ways to say it. This is a trend day. And I am not comfortable trading these. So no wonder my first day where I didn't do well was when I was trading a trending condition, trying to improve, trying to become broaden my abilities, and I didn't do it right because I don't trade trends. It's hard for me, right? So wanted to recap that, go over kind of what I was looking at, and it worked out great. So, all right, that's life. This is such a clear market maker buy model, and it played out well, and we didn't make money from it, and that's why we're not getting payouts. That's why we're not currently profitable, but that's why I have hope. That's why I am confident. That's why I keep showing up, is because I can read the market well. I can find entries. It's just, wow, it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to actually make money trading. It's not hard to read the market. It's not hard to sit here and look at the charts, but it's hard to make money trading. I can tell you that. Where do you take profit? Where do you go break even? Where do you close the trade? When do you enter? Those are the hard things. Not, hey, where's the market going to? I literally tweeted, hey, to keep an eye on this. Now I look like a genius. I tweeted that down here. Right? I have a good eye. I have a good eye. I understand the market, but it's going to take some time to let that translate into gains. So, what do we do well though? Look at this, man. Look at this. We've had this account for June, July, or May, April. That's 3 months. We're going to month 4, and we're just trugging along. We're just doing well. We're following our plan, right? So we broke one rule today, the only one, right? The only rule that can result in me, losing a trade that was a winner. But guess what's going to happen? We're going to show up tomorrow. We're going to follow our plan. We're going to be back then on no trade 4th of July. And we're going to be back on the next Monday, and we're going to keep following the plan. We're going to be fine. Gonna be fine. I hate to make this video because I would love to just have not broken my rules so I don't have to have people on my back, right? Oh my gosh, you're so trash. I don't care. Anyone that comments anything about me breaking my rules today, I don't care at all. I literally could care less because I reflected for myself. I recognize I'm taking accountability for the mistake. I see it not benefit me, and I learn from it. Just like every other lesson and mistake in life ever. You learn from it, you reflect, you take accountability. So I do not care to see a single comment about, oh my gosh, you break your rules. I'm like, all right, buddy, because half of you guys commenting that break your rules every week too. So, right? So, it's all good, man. But a little bit about the Madrid game. That's all I wanted to talk about the dang charts, man. But about the Madrid game, or the City Madrid game. I went to the Manchester City Al Hilal game. And that game was one of the best games I've ever seen, and one of the best games of the year. I mean, unbelievable. 4-3. It went to extra time. 4-3. Al Hilal knocked out Man City, probably the favorite. That was crazy. And then we stayed in a hotel that night. Me, my dad, and my 2 cousins. And then we drove down. I drove down to Miami, and we got there 2 hours before the game. 2 hours before the game. Miami, this is Dade County. That's the worst city in the world, man. I don't even care. It's the worst city in the world because it's supposed to be good, right? That place is horrible. Miami is horrible. The traffic, just to get from the restaurant we ate at before the game at like 1 o'clock. The game was at 3. We left the restaurant at 1:30. It took 1 hour and 30 minutes to even get near the parking lot for the stadium, for the Hard Rock. And then after that, the stadium fills up. We bought parking. We bought parking for one of the lots outside the stadium, and they sold out. They sold out. They just sell to anyone, which is ridiculous, an absolute disgrace. They sell parking to anyone that shows up there. So we paid for parking before, and then they just sell to anyone that pays them extra money. And so the parking lot filled up where we had a reserved spot that you think we're going to park there. And you drive an hour and a half through traffic, bumper to bumper. I didn't push the gas pedal for an hour, and I drove the entire time. It was brake, let go of brake, brake, let go of brake. And then there's no police directing anything. There's nobody doing anything. It's just literally madness on the street. People getting in car accidents, tow trucks coming. Police aren't directing anything. There's nobody even telling you that the lot fills up. They just closed the gate. There's nobody even doing it. Then there's one person telling people that I happen to hear because my window's down. I heard him tell people to go somewhere else. Nobody with a sign, nothing. Boom. We make a turn out of the bumper traffic, get back into more bumper traffic. Based on something that we heard, we don't even know if it's true. We drive, get like a mile away from the stadium, pull into this like school parking lot where they're just like opened up the gates and people are flooding in. And then this is like 5 minutes before the game starts, or like right when the game's starting. And then we're having to go run 1.5 miles to the stadium, maybe 2 miles, running, watching the game on my phone. And it's like starting to like rain a little bit. And we're running to the stadium. The game's already started. We get in. There's thousands of people trying to get into the game the same way. Everyone's late. Everyone's in the car. It was actual BS. And then we're running, and then I'm running through to the gates and everything, and there's like this narrow passage where you go through and to get into the Hard Rock. And I'm running, and this security guard looks at me and says, "Stop running." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "So you guys don't get hurt and slip." And I looked at him in the eyes, and I said, "F off." I was like, heck no. I was like, F off. I was like, you SOB, I don't care. And I just kept running. And then he runs after me, grabs me and says, he's like, I'm going to cancel your tickets right now if you don't apologize to me. It's like, bro, like, come on, dude. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm not going to apologize. And he was like, you better stop running. I was like, why, dude? And I'm like, I'm already late for something I'm paying for because of y'all's horrible management of this event. And then he's like, I'm about to cancel your tickets. I was like, bro, like, come on, dude. And he's like, just don't run. I was like, okay. So I was just, as soon as I get out of sight, boom, running. Get into the stadium. Game's already gone 20 minutes, bro. So annoying. It's not like an NFL game where the game lasts 3 hours anyways. Like, 20 minutes is like a chunk of the game. So get there, sprint up and to get into my seat. And it was a good game. Didn't hit any of my bets, but Madrid won. Stoked about that. And the game was cool, but like, bro, Miami, and then leaving, bro, I don't even, oh my gosh. Leaving, you leave the stadium, they funnel everybody, like, everyone's walking like this, and they funnel everyone through this tiny section, and then through this, like, bridge that goes over the highway, and it's like thousands and thousands of people are going through this tiny passage, and it took probably 40 minutes to get out of the stadium, and then to leave the parking lot took forever. Leaving Miami took forever. I honestly never want to be back in Miami ever again. The traffic's horrible. It's ran by a bunch of idiots. It sucks. It sucks. Miami's the worst place in Florida by a million miles. Miami is awful. Awful. Horrible experience. Games were sick. Horrible experience. And yeah, man. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we have a good day. Hopefully you guys had a good day. Let me know what you guys saw. Did you guys catch any of this trend, or did you guys be like me and sell yourself short or miss out? Apex 80% off. Alpha Futures is doing a promo 30% off, so they're basically the same price as Top Step right now, but with better payout rules. So cop one of them with my code if you want. I think Apex is till the 8th, and I think Alpha Futures is till the 6th. So run my code up, please. It means a lot to me, and it helps me out a lot. And yeah, man, I appreciate all you guys. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.